Let's take a second and let's think about our shopping habits. So when we want to go to the grocery store, or in this case, we're going to be speaking about Dick's Sporting Goods. So when we want to go to Dick's, we will be at our homes, we'll get in our vehicle, and we will drive to the actual store in person, do our shopping, get back in our cars, and return to the house. Now, if we want to consider simply the carbon emissions that are released from our individual vehicle, they may seem meaningless, and we're only going to consider the one vehicle at this time. We're not going to consider the vehicles all the trucks that had to come deliver the inventory, or let's say the vehicles of the employees that had to drive to get to work that day. We're going to disregard all of that. We're simply going to think about our individual shopping trip. Now, my individual shopping trip would be the same as, let's say, my neighbor who was going to the store to buy something else, or perhaps the same thing. But now my neighbor goes an hour after me. We've both gone the exact same route, almost the exact same time, and his carbon emissions are released as well. So taking all of that into consideration, now those numbers add up. So if you will take a look to this diagram here, demonstrated by Boldeo, it will demonstrate what it looks like to drive to the store and back from your home, but also comparatively what it would look like if we have a more eco-friendly optimized route. So the individual truck will pick up all of its product for the day and will drive through the neighborhood by house. No one has to leave their home, no one has to backtrack. The delivery truck is just taking the optimized route to get from home to home, one stop along the way, and that's it. There's no repeats, there's no backtracking, there's no mistake. In this diagram here, this would be an example of what is the most optimized route when considering carbon emissions in our current day-to-day life with shopping. Taking into account the optimized routes, Jowler predicts that greenhouse gases can be lowered anywhere from 18 all the way up to 84%, which is tremendous news in regard to lowering greenhouse gases and carbon emissions. That being said, that is if each product is delivered to the home, the person loves it, and it is not returned. Unfortunately, about 1 in 3 items are actually returned when purchased online. So now you have an additional either consumer trip to and from the post office, or the delivery truck has to make another stop at this home. So that kind of counteracts what we previously had decided is better for the environment. So if you want to take a look at this diagram here, demonstrated by Wadelli, it shows that the habits of consumers actually greatly affect what we can consider to be energy efficient or better for the environment. So when you consider an impatient buyer, if they need it right now and they don't want to go to the store and buy it, but they still need it now, they'll select 2-day shipping. They'll pay a little bit more, but that 2-day shipping is actually, it has to take its fastest route to get here. It's no longer optimized. If there were a little bit more patience, if you don't choose 2-day delivery, then it can be on whatever truck is going to already be driving by your house. But if we don't do that, we want it today, we want it now, everybody wants their products now, we're so impatient now in this technology age. That 2-day shipping, it now has to be rushed out of the warehouse and into the truck leaving right now, or the plane leaving right now, transported across the country, get all the way from California to North Carolina in 2 days. It uses a lot of energy, and now it's being thrown on whatever truck is hopefully going to be passing here. But sometimes, even especially with Amazon deliveries, they'll come here at 9 o'clock at night. It will be the only box on the truck being delivered to the house. And so now, when you take that into consideration, it is much more energy efficient for your average impatient shopper to be shopping in person as opposed to online, so that it's simply their car going to and from the store, as opposed to disrupting every single process that might make shipping and delivery optimized just to get their one product faster. So now, taking into consideration the individual package that is being dropped at our doorstep, all on the truck by itself, in order to counteract the negative effects of that one delivery being expeditedly shipping across the country, we now actually have to take into account, in order to balance that out, it has to be approximately 92 packages to be able to make it worth that delivery and make that delivery worth not going to the store and each person buying their own package. According to Escarcel, if we continue along this way, it is actually between 70 to 84% lower in carbon emissions to go to the store itself as opposed to deliver that package, simply because of those individual impatient shoppers that need it today, they need it now, they need it as soon as possible, and I'm going to pay as much as I have to get it across the country and here right now. So unfortunately, all of the data that we have that would indicate that ordering online and having packages delivered to the homes of these consumers is actually theoretical. So that is saying that we are taking the most optimized route, that we are relying on the consumer to not be impatient and choose two-day shopping, that we're relying on the consumer to maybe have to take 2 trips in the same day as opposed to staying at home and ordering their items at once, that we're hoping that they're not ordering from multiple stores all at once in one sitting, but now you have to have individual boxes, individual trucks, and individual delivery systems. So all of those things make all of what we're talking about very theoretical. As of right now, in this current world that we have, it is a little bit more energy efficient and better for the environment to have everybody come to the store. But if we can actually attempt to be more energy efficient and not have an option for speedy shipping, and to make sure that we are using the most optimized routes possible, such as UPS, that right now is the lowest in carbon emissions of any other delivery service. If we can continue to make efforts to make this actually part of our purpose as we continue, then we can actually not only save the planet, be better for the environment, but we can cater to those who actually do care about that and won't go shopping in store or won't purchase online and would rather get something from their neighbor than come to our store and purchase something.